What's up, YouTube? This is DrWaddy, and today I got another prescription for you. I'm going to be bringing you guys my new and improved Barbarian build. Oh yeah! They actually ended up nerfing this extra little get a extra champion elite thingy. So well, nice. I got a nice little pack here. I'm bringing you guys this new build. It is interesting to say the least. Basically, the idea is to run away from everything you fight because, well, you're probably not going to kill it if you stand there. And so far, as you can see, this little build has worked out for me. I need to get this circle a little tighter. But basically, you just run until you get a bunch of little whirlwinds going, and then they basically keep you going. And they will gain fury for you. They will do damage, and if you get low, you can heal yourself, and the mobs basically die themselves. Unless, of course, they're Jailer Waller, and then I have had a hard time with that, and, well, obviously I just died. So, anyways, basically, the point about this build is not obviously getting too close, but maintaining enough fury to be able to just keep sprinting and basically creating these little whirlwinds and hopefully eventually getting these, the yellow thingies. Okay, so let's go over the specifics of the build. Basically, you are no longer going to have an auto attack. Primary reason, well, because you're going to be running a lot. It would be kind of pointless to have a useless wasted slot. So I decided to get Furious Charge with Dreadnought. You're going to need a way to heal yourself, and I mean, you're going to have those times you're going to need it, like right there where, I got dunked. If I had, been smart and used my ability, I would have been able to live. So aside from that, you're going to have Sprint as your second ability. The rune you're going to use on it is Run Like the Wind. As you can see, you basically run around and just create tornadoes. Those little tornadoes, they do about 60% of your weapon damage, and I'm not exactly sure how long they last. It seems to be about 10 seconds, which is a fairly substantial amount of time. Um, that is your main way of killing. Now, the things I haven't ironed out with the build is exactly how much offense and how much defense you need. Currently, I'm at about 800 of each resist. Obviously, I'm using a two-hander. This had a shit ton of attack speed on it prior to the nerf, so I'm basically kind of switching over from attack speed to crit as my tertiary stat, if you will. Um, I only have 4,000 armor. That's pretty low for Inferno, but basically you're not going to be taking a lot of hits if you do this right, and therefore I'm not sure exactly how much defense you're going to need. So you're going to kind of have to play that one by ear. I went ahead and picked up Overpower with Killing Spree because that gives you extra chance to crit, and because you need that a little extra offense every now and then when you're not generating enough fury and you just basically need to kill some trash. Um, Second ability is Warcry with Impunity. That one's pretty self-explanatory. You really can't. Oh, okay. Well, I can always just lag. That helps too. If you guys can find an ability that will counter lag, you should equip that 24/7 because, yeah. Anyways, so Warcry Impunity, that's, good for Fury building. It's great overall. Battle Rage into the Fray. That's going to give you basically more Fury every time you crit. It's going to increase your damage, and it's just great to have. So basically, you got to build up your Rage, or Fury rather, and then avoid getting frozen like that, like a real dumbass. And lagging like crazy. Holy crap, how am I fucking lagging this bad? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not sure why I am lagging so terribly. I will try and get out here so I can do this again. I promise this build isn't this terrible. Um, Basically, the last ability I have is Wrath of the Zerker with Thrive on Chaos. The more fury you gain, every 25 points of fury, it increases the duration of your Wrath of the Berserker by 1 second, which is actually a pretty substantial increase, given uh, the amount of time that it is available. So it is really nice to have. I have found Frozen to be one of those that really messes with me um, in the build, and Waller for obvious reasons. Because if you can't, really sprint away from things for very long, you're not going to stay alive because you're not going to be able to tank this stuff. And the whole idea of this build is you're not supposed to be able to tank this stuff anyway, so if you're not going to be able to tank it, you might as well just run away from it and kill it over time. So basically, you just want to run around in circles like this, keep your sprint going. Keep going, Richard! Keep sprinting! You know. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. Anyways, so you're doing that, and slowly you will kill all of these things. They will chase you around, and you will laugh at them, and they will die, and you will live. It's awesome, yeah. Okay, so for passives, I am using Weapon Master because I'm using an axe. An axe gives you more crit chance, which is a huge part of this build. The more times you crit, the better off you're going to be. More crits equal more damage, obviously, and more healing and more everything. Crit is better. So if you can get a axe or a mace with crit on it, then you're going to be that much further ahead. Ruthlessness, or ruthless, whatever, obvious. Inspiring Presence. This is the main way you are keeping yourself alive when you are fighting against mortar mobs and things like that. You are using 2 different war cries, and until recently I didn't realize that you get a 1% regeneration for every shout you use. So I am regenerating, and as you can see, I don't take a whole lot of damage when I'm not, just standing there. I also have my Dreadnought ability. If things get tight, I have other options, but for the most part, I'm just using that to rank up my healing when I don't have, my abilities off of cooldown. So you can see this clears out trash really easy. The major downside about this build is if you ever get a situation where you need to open things a lot, you can't really do that very easily. You either have to wait for Overpower to be up or for Dreadnought, because it's if you don't have Furious Charge, you can't break that barricade, or auto attack of any kind. So keep that in mind. Other than that, really, the build, I don't see it having any problems in Act 2. I haven't quite geared to Act 2 yet. My damage is too far behind. I'm still trying to farm up a good two-hander. But, for those of you who are luckier than I am, hopefully, you guys can find a good two-hander with a nice amount of damage on it, then you can probably do this build a little faster. You basically, anytime you're fighting against a melee mob that's not going to move much and is still going to hit hard, you want to just basically run circles around it. That's exactly what I do to the Butcher. I literally just run circles around him in a little small circle, and it's going to feel very counterintuitive, but that's how apparently Blizzard wants us playing, our barbarians, because we're useless otherwise. And I know, I'm buying into the whole cliche, whatever. I mean, I know there are builds that work, but this is the build that I have found to be the easiest. You really don't have any hard time with anything. I would say the hardest time I've had so far is when I met a Jailer Waller, Arcane Enchanted, Electrified. That was the most painful. I literally had to deal with that one for I don't know, an hour. But, as you can see, breaking things is kind of a pain in the ass, because if you can't get one of those little tornadoes to spawn off, you have to wait till your charge is back up. Thankfully, with the recent patch, they've removed the ability to use your Nephilim bonuses and, Magic Find off of, opening weapon racks and barrels and things of that nature, so you really don't have to worry about that. And you're really not going to be trying to clear the whole place anyway. You're basically just going to go for the essentials. Get your Nephilim stacks, get to the Butcher, kill him, rinse and repeat over and over and over and over and over again until the damn cows come home. This is really easy for clearing big creeps like this. I mean, obviously, nobody's really having a hard time with that shit anyway, but if you are, then, you're not going to be having any problems anymore. I want to show you guys the next area before I end the video here. Oh my god. Yeah, and single monsters you'll have a little bit of trouble with as well. That can be a bit annoying. But I'm going to take you guys over here to this next area, and that's where I'm going to start showing you guys when you are fighting like the bosses and stuff, because I'll fight the warden. Hopefully it won't take me too long to clear through that area, so I'll try and be quick about it. But I only use Wrath of the Berserker when I'm fighting like big named mobs or whatever. It's just not worth it to use it otherwise. And as you can see, my armor's pretty low, so even these little trash mobs kind of kick my ass. So that sucks. But if you can get some more armor, that's good. Like I said, it's interesting because sometimes I don't take much damage at all, and then sometimes I get dunked hard. So I am not totally sure if you need more armor, if you need less armor. You know, you guys are going to have to kind of decide that on your own. I think I actually got the skeleton to open that door for me. So I'm going to come up here. We're going to see what other elite packs we get going. Hopefully I will find one that's going to drop me some really nice gear. I've also found mobs that chase away from me to be somewhat troublesome, like these little nether summoning skeleton bastards. I usually save my overpower or my furious charge for them, because otherwise you're in for a... Oh, son of a bitch. Oh well. Oh, come on, run, you idiot! You're doing it wrong! God. Okay. Alright. Who dares? Whatever. Fatty. Oh, come on! Oh well. I don't need that anyway. La la la. Come on, clearing, clearing, running away, running away. You have to remember not to spam the button too much either. That was a mistake I was making when I first got started with this. Just spamming the sprint button over and over again will cause you to run out of fury very fast. I mean, alright. These guys I've had a little bit of trouble with because obviously if you can't catch them, you can't do any damage to them, and then if you get juked like I just did, it's even worse. And if they decide to basically start portaling out in, you know, an area where you don't have a tornado, it can... Oh my god! Oh, rage! Alright, maybe I can get a couple... No, no. See? That right there is a fail. You know, that sucks, but... You know, if you can do the butcher and you can do Act 2, but you can't kill, you know, the money goblin every now and then whatever. I think it's worth it. You guys can kind of give me your feedback based on that. Try the build out for a little bit, see what you guys think. You know, when I first got the build, I thought this was going to be terrible. But I kind of grew it to it. I was using another build that actually involved you whirlwinding instead of using sprint, and then there was one that had both of them, but I found that to be too fury intensive, and there's no way to reasonably do that. There was also another build that was using a throwing weapon, and you used basically a ton of crit and throwing weapons. I found that also to be fury lacking, and it required you to basically use not only the wrenching smash, the stun for 4 seconds that pulls them to you, but it also forced you to use the harpoon, and neither of those, in my opinion, are very good to use in Inferno, because you're trying to keep the mobs away from you, or at the very least you're trying to keep them from attacking you constantly, and the idea of pulling them onto you is just asinine if you ask me. So that's my reasoning behind that being a bad idea. So I found this to be the best, just running around basically, and every once in a while I'll get cock-blocked like that, get stuck, and I try to use Furious Charge to get out of those situations. Okay, I am not finding any elite packs over here, nor am I finding any... There we go. Okay, come on. Come on, Furious Charge. Come on, tornadoes. Come on. Oh, come on. Ugh. Tornadoes have to be in a certain radius. If you have to move, I mean, in a certain amount of feet, otherwise you don't get anything. So make sure you guys aren't just running around in a like 1 by 1 circle. You actually have to run around in a pretty large circle. I'm going to check over here. Sometimes I find champions like right here. You can tell I've done a few of these runs before. You know, and you're farming forever. Okay, these are the kind that are going to chase me, so I'm just literally going to run away from them and hopefully get enough stuff going that I can just keep dunking them. I like to move back and forth kind of in little zigzag patterns. I found that to be the most helpful when dealing with mobs that are going to chase you for a while. As you can see, I'm not taking any damage, so during this time it would be much more beneficiary to me to have more DPS, as I am considering going hardcore DPS and basically ignoring a lot of defense. At the same time, every now and then you're going to get a jailer, you're going to get a waller, and if you do go basically glass cannon build, you're going to have to kind of have a backup plan. You may have to sacrifice, you know, you may decide instead of Furious Charge, you want to use Ignore Pain. And because of that, that'll let you get out of those oh shit situations. This build kind of has a little bit of, you know, interpretation, how you think it needs to be used. You're going to kind of have to come up with a little bit on your own. Or you can just, you know, copy what I've come up with so far. I'll kind of update this as I go, but for right now, this is one of the best builds that I've been able to manage with. My last build worked fine too. I have that updated as well, but it didn't do as well in Act 2 as I wanted. I haven't tested this one in Act 2 yet, so I plan on doing that relatively soon. Like I said, I'm still waiting to get over about 15k damage. Right now, I only have 13, maybe 15, maybe 20. If I can get a little higher, it would be much preferred. So that's basically what I'm waiting on. I'm going to go ahead and complete this run and kill the butcher so you guys can kind of see what it's like. Fighting bosses is actually pretty simple with this build. You gain plenty of rage, or fury rather, and it really isn't hard. So thankfully you don't have to worry about that. I'm getting a lot of blue drops recently. I haven't been getting nearly as many yellows. That's kind of a downside to this. Alright, come on, let's go. Wasting time. I'm gonna have to kill at least 2 champions in here, otherwise I'm gonna be in some trouble. Yeah, fuck you guys, blah blah blah. Come on. Run. Literally run like the wind, haha. He's swinging at, he's swinging at the tornadoes. Alright, there's usually an elite pack right here. If not, right here on these switches, like a little further down, or sometimes they're in. I am lagging so terribly tonight, I don't even know why. Here we go. See, these are some of the ones that I have a lot of trouble with because they don't chase real well, and they kind of, you kind of have to get tight circles on them, and that can be really hard because if you get too close to them, they dunk on you with their really, really powerful hit that they do. So be careful with that. Try to just come in and use your overpower, run some figure eights, try to get them around them as much as you can, and just really just run circles and just keep going, you know. And if you get low or you die or whatever, it's no big deal, but hopefully you won't experience nearly as much deaths as I have been experiencing in some of my other builds. So there's a champion. I got 4 stacks now. I need to get 1 more stack and then I will go dunk the butcher for you guys so you guys can get a little bit of view of that. Get out of my way, bitches. Little note is if you actually tip these things over, they hurt your armor. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so not only did I trigger a treasure golem, so this is going to add some challenge, because I've got to chase this fucker down, but I'm also going to kill that elite pack, so... Oh, come on! Ugh! Oh, I am just getting dunked tonight. This sucks. Okay. Alright, I'm abandoning the treasure mob. Obviously, that was not a great idea. But these guys are going to chase me, which is good. Chasing me is always good for this build. I can get some more fury. Alright, there we go. Lag a little bit. More lag. Again, like I said, if you guys can find a way to get around lag, do that. Oh boy. Alright, we got one down. More fury. The other cool thing about this build is because you move around a lot, you actually pick up a lot of health orbs. I thought about switching Pound of Flesh for Inspiring Presence or other way around. Again, something you guys maybe could test if you feel the need or whatever. You feel like you want that as a big part of your option. You can definitely do that. Keep my shouts going, so I'll regenerate health here. And I am now ready to dunk the butcher, so I think he's actually going to be on the other side of... There we go. Yeah, I think he's going to be down. No, never mind. The butcher is kind of a random throughout the whole zone, so sometimes I don't know where he is. Oh boy. Ow, ow, ow. We're good. Ow. Alright, cool. The more mobs, the better. Always the better, because you just keep sprinting and you'll just keep laying a shit ton of tornadoes everywhere you go, and they'll keep running into them. It's awesome. Alright, I think he may be down here. We'll see. Yeah, I think this is going to be it. He's usually on the other side of an area that looks like this. Running, running, running. Sorry if this is kind of dragging on for some of you guys. I am trying to move at a steady pace. I'm actually going to have to go sell real quick. I have filled up on loots. So I will sell real fast and then we will be on our way, assuming I can stop lagging. OMG. Alright, I pretty much sell all blues that I can't use. They pretty much are worthless. Alright, that's worthless, 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 worthless. Pretty much anything that is blue that isn't an upgrade, you're not going to get anything on the auction house for it, so there's really no reason to stick around, and I'll check out those here in a little bit. Alright, so we got that done. I'm going to pick up this blue, and then I'm pretty much set to head to the butcher here. And I believe he's going to be around this corner, so should have a butcher kill pretty soon. And yeah, this is going to be the butcher. Alrighty. You guys will get to see me dunk on him. He's actually really easy with this build. So for those of you who are struggling with the butcher, you'll find this a cinch. Go ahead and just get rid of that. And here we go. Bring it on, fatty. Alright, gonna go ahead and get a little spin going here. I somehow did not generate enough fury. That's interesting. Of course, it would do that on the first run of the camera. Oh, for fuck's sakes, come on. I haven't had this much trouble before. This is bullshit. Of course it would cock block me with... There we go. And from here, I'll basically just stack up a ton of them. And go ahead and pop my Wrath of the Berserker. Start generating as much fury as I possibly can. Make sure you aren't spamming sprint, just basically straight up use it. Remember to use every time you get ferocious charge. You can kind of keep a timer going on your sprint in between because you'll sometimes get so many buffs that it'll hide off of the screen and you won't be able to see it. So just kind of look at your feet. You'll be able to tell whether or not you're sprinting fast enough or not. As you can see, I'm regenerating enough, and I'm not even taking any real damage from the butcher himself, so this fire damage really isn't that big a deal to me. And I get a little bit of potions here. You know, you got the well, so it's... You're not in any danger of dying at any time during this. Yeah, don't do what I did and charge into his massive attack. That's kind of retarded. So, don't be that guy. Alright, move, bitch. Get out the way. Come on. Keep going. Keep sprinting. Just keep sprinting. Sprinting. Ugh. Alright. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, he's going down. Get dunked. Oh, I'm getting dunked. Ah! Alright, got fire. No biggie. Sprint through, overpower. Alright, he's gonna come down here to me. More tornadoes, and he's dead. There you go, guys. That is how you do it. That's my new build, so check it out. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you found this video helpful or entertaining. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my other medical advice. If you have any other illnesses you'd like me to cover, make sure to leave them in the comments below. And until next time, remember to always read your side effects label.